Hi, welcome back to Guessagaingaming, and today I'm gonna just have a very small video about a game I played quite a while ago on the channel called ElementSpace, and I started playing it again the other day, and I just thought I wanted to make another little video. I'm not going to do a mission playthrough, but just on my kind of continuing thoughts about this game. And my continuing thoughts start with this. Probably if there was ever a game that I liked and wanted to play, not that I wasn't good at, but I just wished wasn't as buggy and was slightly better optimised, and this would be the game. If there was these games that I can't play because I'm not very good at them, and that's nothing to do with the game, it's because I'm just rubbish, and these games that I don't like, and so I don't play them. But of all the games I can remember playing, this is a game where it's not that I'm not good at it, it's very XCOM like. So it's a game that I understand the tactics, I understand what's going on very well. I don't think there's anything I could do different in the times I've played through it, which is many, but due to various reasons it's just hard to play because it's a bit buggy and the way it's designed is difficult. But if there was ever a game that I wish they could just fix, this should be the game. I mean, if you look at it, it's not fancy. I wouldn't say, I mean, it's got that kind of Spartan-y XCOM kind of, everything looks clean and surgically clean and modern look to it. Obviously the character models aren't as big and flashy as the XCOM ones, but I think the design of the enemies is very good. They have these little cloaks. You might see when I might do something, you can see one moving and running around. But I think the designs of the enemies is very good. I'm just going to do whatever in this because I want to get the enemies to move. Yeah, I think the designs of the guns look good. I think the design of the enemies look good. I like the story to what I found of it. It doesn't have that, it does kind of drop you in it a bit, but lots of games, whether they're turn-based or not, do that, so I'm not going to be on the game for that. So I think there's lots of really good ideas in it. Yes, it looks a little bit dated, but I mean, it's a turn-based tactics game, kind of like XCOM, and there's always a market for that. And it is a lot like XCOM. So what I mean by that is there's lots of turn-based games set in fantasy worlds, or there's quite a few set in the Wild West for some reason, which are they're good. But there's not that many sci-fi ones actually. So I think there will be a market for this, and I like it a lot. If only it could be less irritating to play. And what's irritating is the following, which I mentioned if you saw the original videos, but that was a long time ago now. So number one, the way the camera moves is often a bit difficult. What I mean by that is whatever. What I mean by that is you can't always pull back to where you want, and you can't always see where you want to head. So for example here, I'm pulling back as far as I can, and you can see from the top, I can't see what's up there. I mean, I know this mission, so I know at this moment there isn't anyone up there, but sometimes there is. There's sometimes situations where there's like 6 or 7 or 8 or 9 enemies, and you can't pull back to see where all the enemies are properly. So that's number one. And the camera moves in a kind of floaty, weird way. The second thing, which is irritating, we'll just stay there actually. The second thing which is irritating is it's a very difficult game, which is what I've found a lot the first time I played this, or the first times I've played this, is, and that enemy just made a good example there, is that there's much too much decided by Overwatch. You can see there that enemy just ran down there, and had this been, like I said, it's very hard to get the camera to where you want it to be. But had that been XCOM, well, and I'm always picking XCOM because XCOM is kind of, for this kind of game, it's a good standard of what it should be. If that had been XCOM, the alien would have run around there and attacked you or shot you. But in this, they love to Overwatch. And the problem with that is you end up with this character here, which you start with or get very early on. She's only melee, and you get another character that's only melee as well. And even with the ones that aren't, they've got things that are melee, and obviously you want to move. And when you get, and you're often doing this, as you do in many games, you get outnumbered by the enemy. In most games, you could blast them or you can attack them. One of the things you do in XCOM is you run with the Rangers and the sword, and they'll jump on somebody and do that fantastic jump in the air, slashing and kill them. But in this, because everyone is always overwatching you, and when you've got numerous enemies overwatching you, it's impossible, because at a certain point you can end up with 5 or 6 or 7 enemies all overwatching you, and there's literally nowhere you can move, and there's nothing you can do because 2 of your characters are melee and the other 2 can't move because they're pinned down, because if they move he's melee but he can't get a shot on that guy, and if he moves he'll get shot, so she can't move anywhere because she'll get shot. So there's things you can do, there's abilities that are kind of cool in this. I'll kind of show you if I can. I'm never sure what the range of these things in this. So he's got like a hacking thing, which we'll do on him, and that will knock out his Overwatch. And as you can see, that works. So that's good. That's a good facility in the game. It's a good part of the game. But he can only do that once. Then there's a cooldown, and in the meantime, if they've got more than 2, which this is a very small amount, in the next little bit of mission they have about 5 or 6, there's a time scale as well, you've got to finish it, then it's impossible, because if you've got 6 people, he can only, actually it's a she can only remove the shield and hack one person at a time, so then it becomes impossible. She's got really good abilities as well. Watch this. That's just so much fun to do, it never gets old. So she can run up to somebody and she can hit that guy, as you can see, hit him into a wall and kill him, and if there's more than one enemy, she could hit an enemy into another enemy. So that's fantastic. So the good parts of this game are fantastic. I mention XCOM often in many games, but in this game, but it's similar. But the things that are different are really, really good. The abilities of her melee, where she can like do this run thing and blast somebody into a wall, and if there's somebody else here, they can be killed as well. She can throw someone into a river or throw them off a bridge or off a cliff. It's really, really cool. The abilities are really good. The character modelling is really good. Like I said, it's not the high graphics thing of XCOM, but they look really unique. I like how the enemies look in this, but the problem is that along with the Overwatch thing, which I'd say is the overriding problem in this game, and that's just someone talking, we're meant to save him before he finishes his speech. That's the objective. What with the Overwatch thing, which is very, very difficult, and the fact that the camera is hard to move. So like if you've got lots of enemies overwatching you from all over the place up there, the camera never allows you to quite see everywhere. You can't quite see where you want to look. I always find that in this game. So it makes it difficult, and it's a shame. And in situations, if you want to really get into it, you can go back into the previous videos I did. There's situations where you literally are completely stuck because you've got like 7 or 8 enemies overwatching you, and they've all got different abilities, and you've got 3 or 4, and 2 of yours or 3 of yours are melee, or the other 2 of you, their abilities are on cooldown, and you literally can't do anything. And there's a few kind of bosses that you fight, and they're running around overwatching you and doing things, and again it's just difficult. And it's difficult not because I'm not good at it, it's difficult because it will be very difficult to do anything in that situation. It's a game I really, really like. It's not a really old game. I think it was out in 2019. I've done a little bit of research because I just was interested, and I don't usually, but apparently it was developed by an Argentinian studio, And I'm assuming it's not a big studio, so again, it's a good game for a kind of indie developer studio. And I think, you know, if I don't know what testing they did, I don't know you know, anything about them other than it's an Argentinian studio and they've only made a few games, but we'll just shoot him. And the guns sound really good as well. I like how the guns sound. So yeah, I think it's a really good game. Everything about it has got loads of potential for an XCOM-like game, and there's lots of room for XCOM-like games or turn-based games. But it's just a shame that they didn't, like, you know, play through it and work out the jank, or especially the Overwatch problems I read online. There's lots of problems with crashing as well. I have had that, or I've had a bug that meant I couldn't continue missions. So again, it's just a game where you just wish that, I don't know, it's not that old a game. I wish that, it won't of course, but I wish that someone, whether it was that studio or somebody else, could come in, take up this game and just clean it up and make it good, because it's just really close to being like a XCOM variant that has some really interesting style and some really interesting parts to it, and it's not that far off, if only it had just been a bit different, and it's a shame. Because like I said, the enemies with their little cloaks and their masks and their little, the way they look really cool. We'll just run her here, we'll do one more thing. And you see she's got these abilities, whoops. And she's got a fire dash as well as the thing she just did, which is like a, can't we do that? No, okay, we can't do that, we'll just wait. But yeah, I think it's a really, it's a game that had lots of promise. It would never have been a blockbuster because it's not that kind of game. But it could have been a really good game, and everything about it has the elements to be really good, like the ElementSpace to be really good. It's just lacking that polish and a few decisions where they made it very unfair to the player. So yeah, that's ElementSpace. It's a game, again, I don't usually come back to games that I find difficult, that I can't play, and I've played this a lot. I played it a lot when I bought it, I played it a lot different times, I played it a lot in the last few days, not as the only game I'm playing, but it's a game I really, really wish I could get past, like, the early stage, because I want to, you know, get further into it. I want to get the other characters, I want to explore, but it's so hard. You find a mission, which I found in all the playthroughs I've done, which are quite a lot, where you just can't proceed because either the game bugs out and you can't proceed, or you just end up Overwatched to death and there's nothing you can do and you're just stuck, and it's a real shame. Anyway, that's my views, continuing views on ElementSpace. It's a game that I will continue to play, and if I ever get past where I've got past in the previous videos I made, I will be overjoyed to make a video of my time in ElementSpace when I've got extra characters and found out more of a story. I would love to make that video. So keep watching, maybe one day I'll be lucky. But anyway, thanks for watching. For Guessagaingaming, take care for now.